Hello beer tubers and welcome to yet another beer review with me, Peter the Master of Puppets. Today looking at yet another beer from Estonia sent to me by the guys at Põhjala. And this is another first for Estonia because this is Estonia's first ever released, commercially released sour beer. And it's the Põhjala Kreuzberg Berliner Weisse. So a Berliner Weisse or Berliner Weisse on 3.5% alcohol, made with, of course, wheat and lactose. Lactobacillus, sorry, not like wheat and lactobacillus yeast strain to make it sour. It says a thirst-quenching sour wheat beer fermented with lactobacillus, contains wheat, barley malts, and oat flakes. Now, the label here is kind of crazy. It's just filled with dogs, random pictures of dogs. That's so funny. It's like, what? And Kreuzberg, I believe that's a cafe in Berlin, and I don't know if it's also a city. Kreuzberg in Germany, I'm not entirely sure, but it should be nice having Berliner Weisse. Now, online, this is, again, remember this is Estonia's first sour beer, commercially released. It's been butchered by people on the rating sites because it's sour, and they're like, oh, this is like lactic or milky and sour, this is weird, and I guess that's because this is a new style that they're not used to. And sours isn't something that many people get into, you know, straight from the beginning. So the biggest complaint when I looked online was that people thought this was sour, and that's basically because a Berliner Weisse is supposed to be sour. But that's how it is, you know, with a lot of breweries starting out, or in a country that's so young with the craft beer tradition there. So they really dig the more traditional flavors, but then you get something very different like a sour, and then, you know, whoa. But it should be interesting. First ever sour beer from Estonia. Definitely looks like a Berliner Weisse. It's that hazy yellow color, white fizzy head, and the head is really fizzing away. I think it's going to be quite sour actually, because usually when you get the really sour beers, the head just doesn't linger for too long. But let's check out the aroma on it. Oh yeah, very lactic. There's a lot of like sour lemon, sourdough bread almost, and wheat. Woo, it's lemony. It's got that kind of stinging sensation in your nostrils when you smell it that you sometimes get from sours, making my saliva go. It almost has like a slight floral edge to it, but mostly like tart citric notes, the wheaty notes. Yeah, it smells like a very sharp, sour Berliner Weisse. So let's give it a taste. The Kreuzberg by Põhjala. Cheers. And thanks to the guys at Põhjala for the beer. That's definitely sour. Oh yeah, the oats come into play as well, which is interesting. I can see why the people in Estonia, or at least from the ratings I've seen, aren't too keen on this at all. Because it is quite, it's actually not even that tart. It kind of tastes like they tried to be a little bit careful because it's the first commercially released beer in Estonia that's sour. Tart, lactobacillus, lemony flavors, that kind of milky feel almost to it. Kind of thin on the flavor, quite refreshing flavor on the body. Like, the flavors you're left with actually is like that kind of sourdough bread, yeasty, bready flavor. A little bit of wheat and oat, almost like a powdery oaty flavor to it, strangely enough. But the flavor goes like, and then just disappears. It's not a very lingering flavor, I think. It's just not as in your face as some other Berliner Weisses. I mean, some of them I had at CBC. There was it a watermelon one? That was awesome. A sour watermelon Berliner Weisse. And it had a cucumber Gose. Or was it Berliner? I think it was Gose, but yeah, it's a good first attempt at a sour beer, I think. It's definitely tasty stuff. It's something I'd pick up, but not as good as other sours, but definitely not as bad as people are saying online. But I think that's because they're not used to sour beers, which is totally understandable. You just need to get into it, guys. Drink some more Goses and Flemish Old Buns and all that stuff, and you'll get used to it. But it's still nice stuff. It's still nice stuff. Work a little bit more on this, guys. It could be nice. I would love to see like fruited version of this. Like, you use, not necessarily the syrups as they do in Germany, but fruit juice. Like when I talked about the watermelon one, which was amazing. So much watermelon flavor, it was insane. I think it was made by Seventh Son in the US. But yeah, guys, definitely let me know what you think of the Põhjala Kreuzberg Berliner Weisse. As always, guys, remember to subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter, and I'm going to say cheers. And I'm going to see you guys in another beer review.